This is Dear Hallmark. Each week, I'll bring you reviews of your favorite Hallmark movies and TV shows. So grab a drink and let's see what we're getting into with this episode. Welcome to a new week here at Dear Hallmark. My name is Dara, and I'm so happy that you have decided to join me. Cheers to you wherever you are. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. You guys, so this week is the week where a little daytime drama premieres, right? And so I thought to myself, let me watch Harvest Love so that I can get an idea for what I might see for this Saturday. Because I didn't realize that they had been in a movie together before. So I was very intrigued. So I'm all excited. I'm watching Harvest Love. The first 20 minutes was actually really cute. So I thought, oh my goodness, could this be? No, it was... I'm sorry to upset anyone who actually likes this movie, but this one didn't do it for me. I was actually shocked that Ryan Pavey carried this movie. Because here's my issue with Mr. Pavey. I have to call him Mr. Pavey right now, right? So I was introduced to him with Christmas at the Plaza. Killed it, right? Then I see A Timeless Christmas. Annihilated it, right? Like he owned it. Then I see Unleashing Mr. Darcy and Marrying Mr. Darcy, and I'm like, hold on a minute. And then I saw Don't Go Breaking My Heart. So now I'm like, oh, all right. So, nope. But he actually carried this movie. Because honestly, as handsome as Ryan wants to be, it's just, I felt like his performances are very monotone and one note. Like he doesn't offer any dynamics or any emotions in the face for me when it comes to his acting. So I don't even know what else to say. If I was to give, this is just maybe a quick and dirty review of Harvest Love, but I would give it 2 crowns. I mean, it had the fall vibes. I was still trying to get over that there's such a thing as a pear farm, but it's not an orchard, but they were using the terms simultaneously. I was confused about that. Jen Lilly is just as pretty as she wants to be in this, and Ryan is just as handsome as he wants to be in this. But outside of that, yeah, the chemistry was just, it was weird. It was awkward for me. I felt like the stares were a little bit too long, and she was awkwardly smiling through a lot of it. But that's not going to stop me from watching a little daytime drama, okay? That it will not stop me in the least bit. I'm totally still going to check it out. Because in the clips that they show us, I see some dynamics in Ryan's face when he says certain lines. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe he was working up to this. So I'm excited to watch it this week. That's this Saturday at 9 p.m. And I'm a little bit sad though, because I won't be able to watch it as it airs because I will be away. So I won't have the review to you guys on my YouTube channel until Monday, because I'm gonna watch it and record my reaction and review the same day. But other than that, I'm excited. My niece is in town, spending some time with my niece, you know. But let's take a micro break, shall we? And then get into this movie called A Country Wedding that stars Mr. Jesse Metcalfe and Miss Autumn Reeser. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So, A Country Wedding, starring Autumn Reeser and Jesse Metcalfe. It came out 2016, I believe. And it was a part of the June Weddings pool of movies for Hallmark. It was actually their finale movie. And I could see why. Oh my gosh. Y'all, just as the Texas heat is hot and full of humidity, so was this movie. It was, man, you could take a slice of the chemistry with a plastic butter knife. Are you kidding me? And this movie surprised me because before watching this, I watched Christmas Under the Stars with them, which apparently came out 2 years after this movie, because I really didn't like Christmas Under the Stars. But then I see this and I'm like, what in the world? Where was this in Christmas Under the Stars? So I'm having so much fun watching this movie. A bit of the premise, if you haven't seen A Country Wedding before, it takes place, we're based in Texas, and Autumn Reeser plays Sarah, and Jesse Metcalfe plays Bradley. So Bradley and Sarah grew up together. They were best friends. And we find out that Bradley's parents died. And there's a scene where they are in Sarah's family's barn. And Sarah says, you know what, since you don't have any family, why don't we get married and we can be family? They're probably like 11 at this point. And he's like, well, you know, I have my mom's ring. And then there's a third best friend there. I forget his name. And so he says, yeah, I see my dad do it all the time. And so he like marries them. And that was a cute scene. And so fast forward to present day, and she sees him on the TV. He's an accomplished country music star, and she's still on the farm. On the ranch. She is in charge of rescue horses. So she sees him and decides to write a letter, and she finds she still has the ring that he gave her, and she decides to give it back. And upon him receiving that ring, it prompts him to go back home to sell his childhood home. Now, mind you, he's engaged to this woman who is completely obsessed with the celebrity, opulent Hollywood lifestyle. And so as they're planning their wedding, he wants something that's pared down and simple. She wants something that's paparazzi worthy. So you can already see the differences and the clashing between the two of them as they're planning. And so he gets home. And he lived next door to Sarah. And so he gets there, they reconnect. He stays for a week and then ends up prolonging his stay. And he keeps prolonging his stay because he's finding that he really does enjoy kind of the slow, simple life that the country brings. And y'all, there's this one scene where they are out on the town, you know, and I believe it's like a restaurant type of deal. And they're doing this line dancing. And then, of course, it cuts to a slower song. And they're slow dancing. And then they end up kissing each other. Woo, man, that one, I was like, whoa, you could feel it. And the third friend who they ended up meeting up with, he went over there to talk to Sarah because the MC of the night brought Bradley up to sing since he was back in town. And so the third friend is like, Sarah, what the heck are you doing? You know full well this man is engaged. And he's like, I don't want you to get hurt. I care about you. And I loved that. I loved that that third friend spoke up like that and showed that he cared, you know. And then throughout the course of the movie, Bradley realizes that Sarah is the woman that he wants. And the ending is just like, the ending is what captivates me the most. Because I'm not going to tell you why she ends up leaving the ranch. She has to go away for a couple days. She comes back and the dogs are what lead her to the barn. And in the barn is the entire town and Bradley as he proposes to her, and they get married right there. I'm thinking, of course, you know, they had someone off site, like training the dogs. But I'm just thinking, in real life, to have that happen, to have your dogs lead you through the house and they keep barking until you get to the barn. Like, dogs are some really smart animals, man. They are some really smart animals. I really want a dog. I want a dog so bad, but that's a dream for another day, shall we? But yes, I really enjoyed this movie. I will say that I don't see myself watching this movie outside of summertime. Like, this is a quintessential summer movie. However, if you are someone who maybe it's fall and winter and you miss summer and you're longing for summer because you're feeling those winter blues, this might be that summer movie to cheer you up and get you out of your winter blues. But you guys, that is my take on A Country Wedding. Bradley's fiance, oh gosh, she got on my nerves. She tried to underhandedly get Sarah away from Bradley because she could see that there was an attraction brewing, which I respected Bradley for and Sarah for establishing boundaries. But man, the morning after the kiss happened, she's out in the garden working with the flowers and she can't even look at them. I'm like, fam, I know. I'm like, I get it. I know, I get it. I really don't, but you could really feel what Sarah was feeling at that moment, and I appreciated that. There was just some real stellar acting in this. This movie gets a 4 crown rating from me, for sure. So with that, you guys, we're going to take another micro break, and then I'm going to introduce you to a new segment I'd like to call Tell Me How You Really Feel. We'll be right back. So Tell Me How You Really Feel is a segment where I will play your voice messages and respond to them. And you're really just telling me how you really feel. So we are going to hear from Danielle. So Danielle, tell me, how do you really feel?
Hi Dara, this is Danielle. Congrats on the podcast, lady. I thoroughly enjoyed the episode about a December bride. Let me tell you, the cousin and her mother, they really worked on my nerves. And you made a reference to Medea that one cracked me up. I would love for you to review The Mechanics of Love, starring Janae Grimes and Mr. Tyler Hines. Let's chat about it over popcorn and drinks. I'm looking forward to the 9th. I can't wait to hear the next episode. Have a great week. Bye.
Thank you, Danielle. Yes, that cousin and that mother, man, I promise you, if nothing will get you riled up, watch A December Bride. And if you're not sure what she's referencing, there's a bonus episode that I released about a couple of weeks before the actual podcast launch date of August 9th. And I just kind of put it out there, and I put up some clues that it may be out there, but Danielle actually found it, and she listened to my raw reaction of watching A December Bride. You guys, it's about 24 minutes of me going off. When I tell you that movie did something to me I wasn't prepared for, man, oh man. But reviewing Mechanics of Love, Danielle, it's so funny that you're requesting that because today is what is today? Tuesday. I watched that on just a few days ago. So I think I'm definitely going to record a review, but I'm trying to think if I want to watch it again or if I should just go with what I know now. But I will definitely review Mechanics of Love. This stars a young Tyler Hines, so that was interesting to see because I've seen Mechanics of Love before, but of course I wasn't aware of Tyler Hines, so it was just a movie to me. But watching it last week, now I realize with the knowledge of Tyler Hines, it was much more interesting because I can see the little mannerisms, not little, but the mannerisms that he still keeps to this day that he uses in his Hallmark movies. But I will definitely do a review of Mechanics of Love. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you, Danielle, for sending in your voice message. If you want to be included on a podcast episode, be sure to click the link in the show notes. It will take you to a page where you will be able to leave a 1-minute voice message saying whatever it is you want to say. You want to say hi. You want to tell me about a movie you saw. You want to request a movie for me to review. Whatever you want to say, it is your minute to have. So, guys, this is going to conclude another episode of Dear Hallmark. Thank you guys so much again for listening, and I look forward to talking with you guys in the next episode.